Hi friends, it is an absolutely gorgeous day out today, so I thought I would sit outside and maybe give you a little bit of the backstory before Helga. Now, I think this is important because purchasing Helga almost didn't happen. And I don't know if you call it luck or you call it fate or whatever you want to call it, it has just given me a really deep appreciation for the time that I do have together with her now. Owning a horse was a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I didn't grow up around horses. We lived in the city. As a young kid, I remember all the My Little Ponies that I had, and I also loved art, so I did a lot of sketching and my sketchbook was filled with horses. I think it was around middle school when my friends and I found a place to take riding lessons, but we really weren't consistent at it. We didn't have a set schedule of like riding once a week every week. We would go for a lesson and then we might take a week or 2 weeks off and then schedule another lesson. So I don't feel that I really had a lot of experience, but I had some exposure to it when I was younger. Also, where we took lessons, the horses were already tacked up for us, so we didn't have to do any tacking or untacking. We didn't do any grooming. So I really didn't have a lot of experience outside of actually riding. Okay, I just wanted to move in the shade a little bit more before I continued on here. My friends and I then found a place to do some trail riding, and we had such a blast with that. There were a couple trail guides that were right around our age, so we always had fun with them out on the trails, and there were stretches on the trail where we could just let the horses run. So very, very good memories from those trail riding days as well. I was able to dig up a few photos from probably about 35 years ago when my friends and I used to trail ride. I think it was around the time that my friends and I turned 16 and we all started getting our driver's license, getting part-time jobs, and our schedules just got full and our time off didn't coincide as well. And somewhere we just stopped riding. Then it was high school graduation. I went to college after high school where I met my now husband, Greg. We did go on a really fun horseback riding excursion when we had our honeymoon in Jamaica. We got to take the horses on the beach, and then they took the saddles off all the horses and we went into the water and the horses would swim. It was super fun. I have such good memories of that ride. And I don't know, after that, I think I was just focused on so many other things that I didn't make riding a priority. And I probably haven't ridden much in like 20 to 25 years. And that all kind of changed when I saw an ad for a decanter hour. Now, in the ad, they said this is, no experience needed and beginners are more than welcome to come, and it's a fun, casual event. So I'm very thankful that my son's girlfriend said she would be interested and would go with me, because I don't think I would have ever gone myself to something like that. I don't think I would have felt confident enough to go alone. So it was really great that she had some horse riding experience as well and wanted to give it a go. We went to that decanter hour and we had such a good time. I actually looked back through the photos in my phone and we had done one together. And then a few weeks later, I have pictures of us doing another one, and this time we brought the guys with us. So it was so great, so wonderful to be back on a horse at that point, and it just really lit the spark again. During those decanter hours, we did talk with the barn owner about their adult lesson program, and I just got really excited and just thought, I really, really want to do this. And again, I was so thankful that my son's girlfriend, Caitlin, was willing to do the lessons with me. It just helps to have a friend along with you when you're starting something new again like that. So that was great that I had someone to share the experience with as well. I think we really enjoyed lessons together. Unfortunately, her schedule ended up getting pretty full. She was working and going to school, so she has decided to take a little bit of a break from riding. But when she decided that, I remember looking at Greg and saying, I think I still want to do this, even on my own. Like I just really, really enjoy this experience, and I don't want to quit because part of me was a little worried that if I quit, I would then go another long stretch before I would be riding again. So I had been taking lessons for just under a year when I started looking seriously at the possibility of owning my own horse. And I was really, really fortunate that my husband was completely on board with doing that. And I put together a budget. I started writing down everything that I would be looking for in a horse, just doing anything I could think of to prepare myself so that I would know what I was getting into with purchasing a horse. We did end up purchasing a gelding, but unfortunately, after a couple of months, really realized that he was not the right fit for me. And after we sold him, I was a little heartbroken. I was a little shaken in my confidence, and I thought, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I didn't want to give up horses entirely, and I did continue to take lessons. And I just remember thinking, like, well, maybe this is how I can have a horse in my life, is I can continue on and doing the lessons, and I might not progress to owning my own horse, and that would be okay. It took me a good year to actually consider looking at buying another horse again. And I remember in the summer of 2024, we went and looked at a horse, and in the ad, everything that I was seeing, he looked like he might be a good fit, and we went and we tried the horse. And when I rode him, I knew he wasn't really what I was looking for. So it was easy for me to say no to that purchase. And I think part of me was relieved about that, because I don't know that I truly was ready to jump back into it at that point. And I think part of me was still full of self-doubt. And I don't know what I would have done if it would have been a perfect match. Part of me thinks I might have still tried to find something that would have told me, no, I don't want to move forward with this. I was really just kind of stuck. I did continue to look at horse ads after that. I didn't go and try any more horses at this point, but I remember seeing an ad for Helga in the fall of 2024. And at the time, what I was looking for was a gelding. So she was a mare. I thought, okay, not what I'm looking for. And she was a little bit shorter than what I was looking for too. I was hoping for a taller horse, because I'm pretty tall, and I thought that might be a better match for me. So seeing those couple things kind of made it easy for me to say, okay, yeah, she's probably not the right one for me, but looks like a great horse, and somebody's gonna have a great horse. So I don't know exactly when I kind of started to hit a turning point in my thinking, but I started looking around and realizing I had all the support in the world to pursue horse ownership again. My husband was 100% on board with it and was okay with taking the chance that maybe things aren't going to work out again, right? My riding instructor was so supportive as well, and our horse trainer was very supportive. And at the time, there was not an opening at the barn where I take lessons to board a horse, and she was willing to board for us for a few months until a spot became available. So really, there was nothing hindering me from purchasing again other than me. I was the only reason that things weren't moving forward. And as I had said earlier, I was kind of stuck and didn't know how to get myself out of this mental space to allow myself the idea of, well, what if it works out? I won't be able to have the experience of owning my own horse if I'm not willing to take the chance. And I really, really wanted to make it work. Then something really crazy happened. It was late December of 2024, and an ad for Helga popped up. Now, I had just assumed back in fall when I had first seen the ad that she had sold, because I had seen it once and figured it wasn't advertised again, that she had probably been sold. And I looked at all the videos again in her ad. I read her ad a bunch of times. I shared her information with my riding instructor, got her opinion as well. And I just thought, I think I want to go see this mare. And I looked at my husband and I said, what do you think? You know, can we go look at her? And of course his answer was yes. So we did. We went and saw her, and I had a large number of questions. All of my questions got answered. I rode her and she was fantastic, and I just felt like I wanted this. I wanted to say yes, and I was in the spot where I felt comfortable and confident to make the choice to say yes, let's do this. And it's just crazy to me. I know I said in the beginning, like, I don't know if it was luck or if it was fate or what it was, but it seemed like her path and my path just crossed at the right time. And, you know, I got a second chance to go see her and to meet her and to fall in love with her and to buy her. So I'm so beyond grateful for that. And I think with everything that happened through my journey to horse ownership, it's just really giving me such a deep appreciation of it. And I don't know that if the first horse we purchased was Helga, that I would have understood how lucky I am to have her. I am super excited to be able to share some point of view video with you. This was my first attempt riding with my hands-free phone holder, and because I had forgotten to bring one of the straps, unfortunately, the footage I recorded at the trot was super bouncy. I will share a very short clip of that with you at the end because I think it's kind of funny, but I'm going to try playing with some of the settings on my phone, and hopefully I can get this to work a little bit better for the next time that we wear it when we ride. Look. Whoa. Good. If you'd like to spend more equine pastime with Helga and me, please click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.